We are going to audio record this. Ms. Underwood, she is helping, I think, getting ready for the pep rally at 6. So anyway, I said we would get her covered. So thank you all for coming.
And just for clarification, the only reason we're doing this is because we're required to by law now. So you guys, if that makes you nervous, we okay, good. I'm glad.
Attached to your agenda are the minutes, if you haven't found them, on page 2. If you want to take just a couple of minutes to review those and see if there's any questions or anything that we need to correct.
Yes, you got your failure.
I guess I'm strep.
Yeah, I know. Stay away.
How do you know?
Your dick goes to my school.
No, I know, but how do you know it's strep?
Because I think you say it was strep.
Huh?
I don't know how I know what
I was like, she knows everything.
I did.
Like, do you know where my ex is?
Maybe not like that.
Everybody knows where it is. You're so sweet.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
stomach
exactly.
bug,
Mhm.
fine, gone, fine.
That's what Dr. Boy said. His son is like the stomach bug and something.
Oh, I was like, are you gonna get tested?
No, we should do that.
Dad took it.
Any questions on the minutes? Good. Would there be a motion by anyone to approve the minutes?
I'll make to approve.
Okay, Samantha, is there a second?
Second.
Sarah? All of those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right. Ms. Sargent, is that right? Sargent, sorry, that's a typo. She was gonna give us a quick overview, of kind of what she's learned in the last couple of weeks since we met, health curriculum, and so I will turn it over to her.
Okay, so I didn't bring the one I actually teach because I forgot because we're being audited at the moment for vaccines, so I was a little busy, so I'm sorry. But we got a state audit going on, but so I was telling her that we had a meeting with Dr. McCoy just recently, and so I asked her a bunch of questions about possible something we could talk about here. And so one of the health sex ed deals we talked about a lot of last week, and there is a school health wellness training that the Living Well Aware people do. So if anybody wants to do that, you're welcome. I've got a thing here. It's on January 2nd. It's a virtual telehealth type thing. So I'm gonna do it, but we're not in school during that time, so I don't know if anybody would care to do that.
What is it?
It's like a school wellness training. They go over a lot of stuff. It's just living aware health. And it's for teachers, trainers, students.
We send that out in a link to the group?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because it's got a lot of stuff like death rates of athletics, adults, and why they're increasing, what we can do to help stop that. And it has a lot to do with what we talked a bunch about last week, or last month. I don't even know what day. So that was something I thought maybe anybody would want to do. And then the health program that we do now, I think Miss Donna here talked to some people about it, and it's going real well. And I will send out also to everybody if need be what my kind of outline of what I teach the 8th grade girls. That's the only thing I do right now. Anything else I didn't touch on?
I spoke with Mr. Cates at Williams Elementary, and the puberty talks are being talked with the 5th grade students. They separate the girls and boys, and then school nurse does that. I spoke with Miss Wheeler at the junior high. All 8th grade students have to have health, which is not a requirement for the state, but it is, I guess, a local requirement.
Local.
They have to have it. And I pulled up the last page, the last copy. This is the adopted health curriculum that the students have access to. And so I reached out to the publisher telling him what I was needing, if he could, of what is included in that health curriculum that the eighth graders have. And so he said this is what they provide to SHAC committees. These are the chapters, and a lot of these things I think we hit on at our last SHAC meeting. And so the kids are getting this. I believe this is what we've adopted, so I was happy to see that. I reached out to the recently, I believe it's the Pregnancy Support Center of Perryton, and she spoke with the board of directors, and they are very encouraging and would like to do some sort of educational topics. I believe they talked about discussing the emphasis on the value of the individual and making of the decisions to engage in sexual activity, and bilingual sessions if needed. Also gathering data on students digitally and anonymously and sharing the results as a whole with the parents in the sessions in order so that they can make better informed decisions with their children. So however they can help, they would be willing to, parents, students, or both. And there are some other programs out there that we can bring in, some speakers. We don't have anything budgeted for that this year, but that's certainly next year when we can plan kind of some topics. We can look at those topics and bring in those guest speakers for next year, or some more information that I found.
So we're talking about like, and I agree with, who's on the name? Carlos.
And
I was
he
like,
couldn't make it today.
Yeah, that's okay. I was like, I'm gonna say the wrong name, so I'm not even gonna say it. Richard. The need for the dating violence maybe this year, and it's just like that specifically, I imagine I could twist some arms for the boys and be like, I don't think it need a budget amendment, but if it, within reason.
So
Some kind of education thing that isn't
found-
expensive, but at least touching on the topic, because trauma causes more trauma, and there's nothing more traumatic than a tornado, and when children, when anybody feels out of control, their behavior is worse.
Absolutely.
That is something that the Crisis Center can and will do, and there's no need for a budget on that. We have already been in Mrs. Tanner's class speaking about consent, dating violence, everything,
I saw that in the Crisis Center report.
yes, so.
And I also did the trauma-informed care with them, with the FCCLA classes. So I went in and did the trauma-informed care, just talking about the trauma. So
Yeah.
we kind of piggyback off each other.
that's
also.
And my concern on that is we're only reaching
That
Miss Tanner's
class.
class.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Mhm.
that's-
We need to figure out a way to get to these other students. The kids in that class are already
Mhm.
on the right path.
Well, we
Yeah.
could
So
always
we need
just,
to get to the other ones.
To broaden it.
Yeah.
Yeah, some
we
kind
could
of.
do that.
February is Teen Dating Violence Month, so maybe in
Okay.
Maybe in
February,
February.
maybe a little bit of a
That'd be great.
campaign would be a good time, maybe
Yeah.
have time for us to plan.
It's not testing, it's not spring break, it's not Christmas, it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that would be great. I have enough staff right now that I could even give you a couple of them, some advocates to be on hand in case somebody noticed something that had happened to them, because that's part of the issue, is that they don't realize, they see it all at home, they see the way that their parents talk to each other, and they don't see that there's anything wrong with that until it's put forward to them that that's not the way to live, and that's not the way that you should ever be talked to.
Yeah, you need
So-
counselors ready for afterwards.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
That's great.
And then junior high too.
Yes.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, we're working on getting into the junior high now. The issue that we've ran into this year is OAG does not want us to do anything in schools.
What's OAG?
The Office of the Attorney General. So we have to use the funding from HHSC to do that. So we've had to kind of balance everybody's funding sources in order to do that, because OAG said no prevention, no nothing in the schools. The politics on that is not something that we should get into, but
I don't think so.
Today's not the day.
today's not the
That
day.
sounds
Yeah.
So,
so
but
wrong.
that
Save
is
for
what
that
happened,
save
so
that
we're gonna
conversation.
have to, we have to manage our time to be true to the grants.
Sure,
So
sure.
we can figure it out.
That makes sense.
That's awesome. Any other questions about the teen dating violence, the things we've talked about here today, the programs that we are currently doing in the schools before I move on to the next topic? I'm not trying to rush, I just know some of you may be trying to get to a pep rally at 6 o'clock. When we set this date, I wasn't thinking we'd have a pep rally.
Well, yeah.
No.
So it's the kids.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
It's the first time we've done this, I think, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
And
new.
we're going
It's
to
all new
playoffs,
us
so
all.
this is a good
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
You're pretty happy about that.
Yeah, we're first in my district more.
And Miss Cunningham can probably talk a lot more about this if she would like to, that the counselors are working on trying to book maybe a drug or vaping program, trying to get something brought in for the kids. I think you spoke about the,
Dr. McGoy, we talked to her on Monday, and she said the thing that she feels needs to be really is visuals. She says teachers, parents, even students need to know visuals. What are the vapes looking like now? What does fentanyl look like right now? They are seeing a lot of drug overdoses in Perryton right now, students. Hallucinogens, like mushrooms, apparently are going around Perryton right now. She said vapes, biggest thing, cutting, anxiety. She asked how much promoting we do for availability to the counselors. Like do we go above in front of the students and say, hey, these are your counselors, you can come to us for this. So I said, I don't know, I'll ask them, but hey, there's two.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the
Constant.
classrooms
Yeah.
constantly. I mean, I do
Yeah.
great. We do
And
a
that's
whole
what they're-
thing at the beginning of the year where I introduced, and I talk to the 8th graders, and they know that I'm their counselor when they're a freshman. And so Paige and I work very closely with.
And
our
that's what I told her. I said, I'm
students,
pretty
Mhm.
sure, yes. So she
Yeah.
said that. She goes
Yeah.
that she feels like availability of the counselors is the best
Yeah.
thing
and
we
there's
can
stuff
do.
posted.
Yeah, that's what she
Yeah.
Yeah,
Signs
FCCLA
all
does a
over the school.
really good job
They
of
do.
awareness
Yes, they
on our
do.
campus.
Because I had just asked her, what are y'all seeing right now, Dr. Wise,
That's a really
at the hospital?
good-
And because during when y'all have teacher teaching days, these nurses have powwows with the doctors, and she's our main one, and that's what she's seeing right now is fentanyl, what it looks like, visuals, mushrooms apparently is something that she's seeing a lot.
I don't know if you've heard of this one. It's a nicotine, like lozenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's something that I've kind of been put on my radar. But
What is that?
I can't remember what it's called.
It's like a mint. I can't remember what they're called.
I mean,
Yes,
it's
yes,
almost
yes.
Yes.
Like
Zen.
Zen.
Oh, yeah.
Zen.
There's so
It's,
much new
um,
stuff.
like tobacco that's in a nicotine in a pouch.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But it's just nicotine.
But you
There's
don't
no
have to
need
spit
put
it.
Snuff in a pouch or
Yeah.
whatever. It's
Now,
just
So it's kind of like a
nicotine.
mint?
It's
So
straight
it's-
nicotine though. I mean, they get
Yes.
pretty high.
It's
Yeah.
just in a,
But they don't have
in
to
a
spit
little,
it.
yeah.
So it's not like
It just
right.
absorbs in their lip like where they would put snuff.
And they just get, and you can get high really quick on that stuff, depending on how strong it is.
Yeah.
The tall cop, did you go to the tall cop thing last year?
No.
That was terrifying.
Yeah.
He would have good resources and photos and
Yeah.
updated stuff
Yeah.
if we like reached out since we were at.
Paige and I have talked about that.
Cause she said she feels like the visuals, especially for teachers,
Mhm.
just,
Mm-hmm.
it looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
normal stuff right now. And
Mhm.
I had
teachers
a
wouldn't even
teacher-
know it's sitting on their desk right there.
Yeah,
when a-
sure.
I had a
And-
teacher comment last year that, yeah, there was something sent out by the district of like what the emojis meant, and he was young enough to go, no, they don't. That's not even a tenth of what they are.
Mhm.
So,
Cause I said that kids, she's like, kids are just walking around with it, and she says she has to ask half the time because she doesn't, she's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, I ask kids in my office all the time, like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So, but those are some of the things she touched on that,
So how much fentanyl is here?
I don't know, I guess she's
But she's seeing it. But she
quite a few
didn't get an
overdoses.
idea.
We've had a few deaths from the overdoses as
And
well.
she works in the ER quite a bit. She just said
Like
she's,
youth or adults
No,
or?
adults.
Oh,
We've
okay.
only seen the deaths in adults.
the adults, yeah, she's seeing some overdoses or symptoms of close to an overdose in the ER for students, yes. And as young as 12, 13, very young. So. She said it's pretty rampant right now, so she seemed more concerned on teaching staff than students, because she says these students know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
It's the
I
staff
know
that doesn't understand.
That Perryton PD would probably be more willing.
And
I
help.
mean, not that
Yeah.
they wouldn't want to come teach the kids, but staff
Staff.
that they could be straight with and be like, this is what it is, this is what it looks like, and
So that would
this is
maybe
what you
be a
need to
good
look out
resource.
for. I'm sure that they would be more
Because
than willing.
she felt like the staff needed more teaching than the students.
yeah, and the PISD went
What-
to some of that tall cop stuff.
what specific
last year, but
teaching,
they're-
though?
And it was open to.
Just
staff.
What
What
it
it
looks
looks
like,
like
what
she's-
symptoms of an overdose look
That
like.
too. Well, and we do
Awareness.
some of
We
that,
did
but
an
I think
Narcan thing
Yeah.
last
we
year.
did a lot of
Mhm.
symptoms. It's mostly what does it look like right now? What are we? cause I mean, it looks like basic candy.
Yeah, it
But
changes
now, right now,
all
that's
the time.
Right, that's
Yeah.
what I'm
The vagues
wondering. I
look
mean,
like
it just
Highlighters.
a pen, a
Yeah.
highlighter, it looks
Right.
like a,
Zip
Right.
drives and bits.
I mean,
But
yeah,
but how do we stop it? Because what am I gonna go to every student and say, let me see your highlighter?
Exactly.
Like,
Hey, let me see your pen, let
we
me
don't
check
have time
it.
for that. Like, I don't.
If they're
it's
acting
silly.
strange, it
Yes.
gives you a lead on where to look. Because some of the stuff they're taking,
Yeah.
will
It's like
Narcan
probable
Narcan
cause.
won't do anything too, because
And it is hard.
it's.
And we do
a
that. I mean,
natural
we,
run.
if there's
Okay.
any suspicion, reasonable suspicion, then we.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tori's,
Oh, yeah.
Tori's done a lot of research.
They're good.
She's got some of the hide me things, and she has researched.
And I think she felt like that some of the students
it's
that
working.
they've seen didn't know that's what they were taking.
Sure.
Because their friends
Yeah.
gave
It's
them
just a pill.
candy and it wasn't candy.
Oh, you're kidding! Like drug them, didn't like sell them a drug. It
Yeah.
was oh geez.
And so that's what
Yeah.
she said that maybe it's.
I've had that
People knew
discussion
what it
with my
came with.
5-year-old. Don't.
That's, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, that's why we got Narcan.
Not and don't eat any
Because last year, all of those deaths from it looking like little Smarties.
Smarties.
Do we have Narcan in each one of the classrooms?
Yeah, oh, in the school.
not in the classroom, but in the
They're
school.
out in the
In the-
hall,
in
and
the-
the-
Okay.
Always.
Oh,
They're
good.
accessible.
Good.
and the nurses have more in the
Okay.
nurse's office.
Good deal.
But some of the like
And all the schools.
vape shop stuff.
This is the only building we didn't get it in, we were just talking about needing to get it over here in the admin building. Cause somebody asked that and I was like, you know, we didn't think about that.
I was thinking after this discussion, I might need
Yeah, I have it in my car.
to.
I said, y'all don't need it up there.
Yeah.
It stays in my car. I have some. I don't know.
You should remember
Why?
this.
Cause I don't know when I'm gonna stop on the side of the road or,
Yeah.
I have
It
three
is.
teenagers and I mean,
Is there like one dose at each campus?
No.
Oh, no,
There's
we're
multiple
on
doses.
Okay.
We
I was
have
gonna say,
multiple,
what
and if
if
we
two or
ever
three
use
kids at
one,
one
we can
time?
get
Well,
one.
then you-
There's multiple, different, all the way, different places around the building, and the nurses have some extras.
Have you guys had that mom
Sad
that
that we
gives
have to
out the
do it.
free
It
Narcan
is.
come and talk at the school?
Ours was from the state health.
Okay, cause I can get the name from Yara, but there is a mom that goes to the schools and she gives out free Narcan. She gave it to all the police officers and everything because her son died,
Yeah,
because
from
it
it.
wasn't accessible. So she started a foundation, she hands out Narcan,
That's nice.
Mhm.
and I can get that information and
Okay,
send it to you.
Now all the police and EMTs have it for accidental exposure.
Yes,
If they
yes,
get-
it's
Yeah.
in
Oh,
everybody's
yeah, for
units,
them, yeah.
it's accessible.
Well, we teach it too, that any person that's unresponsive will get it.
Mhm.
Cause it's not current.
Cause you don't
Yeah.
know why they're unresponsive, then we're gonna get it, everyone's gonna get it.
Yeah,
But we
that's,
ha-
that's
think
how
we
they
haven't
do
had
it.
to. Is what-
This I'm not having it.
Yeah,
Sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
That
it
there's-
is, it's a lot,
Mhm.
but at least we're trying.
It's reality.
Yeah.
Anytime it doesn't make it.
I know.
We're trying, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank y'all that are trying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking to two of them and it's terrifying.
Oh, I know, well, we have it in kinder, and of course our teachers are like, why do we have it up there? Well,
Yeah.
kids put everything in their mouths.
Mhm.
Well, they get it from home.
Yeah, and their
Yeah.
parents show up here.
Yeah.
So we have it over there too.
Yeah, you just never know.
Now, is that Narcan, it's like for instance, when you live in a big city, you don't ever know what you're touching. So if you're, even a child, like say a 3-year-old, you can give it to them and it won't hurt
It's a
them.
nasal.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no, you can't
Even if
overdose on it.
Yeah.
It's just
It's,
a blocker.
And it won't hurt anyone, like, if I took
Mhm.
it,
mm-hmm.
Right now.
asleep, it'd be okay. It would
Yep.
hurt my
They
head,
just
I'd
pass
get a
out for
bad
some of the
headache.
reason, yeah.
But that's-
Yeah.
Next on our agenda is the annual Texas A&M Drug and Alcohol Questionnaire. So this is kind of just a good segue into what we're talking about. So this is for grades 7 through 12, I believe that's, has that been sent out to the kids yet?
I think it opens up in December.
Oh, December, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just,
What is it?
It's the Texas A&M and Texas Health, services.
it's a drug and
It's a
alcohol survey.
combined-
I emailed
okay,
you guys
okay,
about it a
okay,
couple of weeks ago, and, yeah.
Yes. And,
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just, I looked up, because I wasn't that familiar with it, but it is just inquires about tobacco, alcohol, inhalants, and substance use by students. And the university compiles all the data from across the state to track the trends. And the project is administered every 2 years and is sampling of districts throughout the state. And the results help inform policymakers about the extent and nature of the substance use problems in Texas schools.
So we're planning on on giving this survey to our 7 through 12 kids with some caveats, because we are dealing with kids. It's an anonymous survey.
Oh, good,
Yeah, nothing can track. It's completely anonymous. They'll give us the data that shows our trends. We can request the statewide data if we want to. One caveat though, these are kids. It's anonymous. They send it in. There's going to be some kids in there who do use drugs and say, I totally, and they think it's going to get tracked, so they're going to say, never touch the stuff. There's also going to be some kids that think it's funny to say they do meth every day, and so it's not like scientifically totally accurate, but it should give us a decent picture of what our kids, what they're being exposed to, and possibly even what they're doing, both drugs, alcohol, and nicotine. So just wanted to make sure that you guys, there's no opposition for us, or you guys don't see any problems with us doing that.
Do the parents know that that's going to be done?
There is a letter I think they're sending out to let everybody know that we're going to be doing the survey. So that should be going out pretty soon, because I think it opens up in December, and they'll probably do it like in one certain classes one day, like all English classes or something. We'll do that survey one day. So, but we are letting the parents know.
Speaking of letters going home, there was supposed to be like firearm safety. Did Kinder send that out?
I don't know if they did or not.
I think they've sent that out. They've sent it out, and it's posted on our website too.
I know it's posted on our website, but it was supposed to.
I don't know that it got
students,
sent
and
out.
I never
Okay.
saw it.
Okay.
Just as a parent, like, I don't think that, because it's not
I never
necessarily for the
saw it.
students, it's to make sure.
It's for the
parents.
parents. And what did you say it was?
It's a
the
Firearm safety.
Firearm storage
Yeah.
safety, something. It's
Firearm
on the
storage
weekend.
safety.
They were out.
You let your kids
It's on the
stay home all
website.
the time.
Huh?
It's 'cause you let your kids stay home all the time.
Me? Oh, yeah, I know. It was great. Vacation. I'm literally on bleach. Literally on bleach. No, we get all the stuff. Her teacher's really good at sending.
That's funny.
We sit and do homework.
So no opposition to the survey.
No.
I think the parents know.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm aware. You show them.
So, the SHAC meeting has to meet a minimum committee of 4 times a semester. If
Year.
you all, a year.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me.
We're gonna wear y'all out.
We're behind.
We are. Are y'all comfortable with waiting for our next meeting until the springtime? Or do y'all think we need to have one now, another one before we break for Christmas? on
Unless
anything?
only if we wanted to do a blanket drive. That would be the
Oh,
only
yeah.
reason to need to do it.
So I think that's a really good idea. We are seeing a lot of that. Homes aren't back to where they were. I think that would be a great idea. We're already doing the coats. We've had several of our clients come in and we just give them vouchers to the resale store to try to get as many coats and stuff that they can. Because we don't have the funding to fix their house. If we did, we would have them all fixed.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that the blanket drive would be a really, really good idea, especially if we could get some heated blankets thrown in there and kind of triage it out.
We have some at the high school. We had a donation, and so we have a Google form for our tornado victims to fill out, so that when they need things, they can just send us the form. They don't have to just come in, and then I have it in my office and either take it to them or they come by and get it.
Okay, that's
But
really
we are
good.
having, they're not filling it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shocker.
Filling it out.
So, we work with maybe like 4 kids that really have reached out, but none of the others have really.
I don't know what's going, the junior high, we got jackets and hoodies, they won't take them. The junior high kids, they've all refused.
Wow.
Same.
They won't take the shoes either. And we try to do it outside of time, so they don't have to go back to class, and they will not take it. They're like, I don't need it.
That's what mine do too.
And we're like, yes, you do, come on, just take it, you can take it
Yeah,
home,
that's
I'll have your
what-
mom
that's what-
pick it up, I'll drop it off at your house.
Mhm.
No, they won't take it. Kinder, they're loving it, but,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, same.
Why is that, you think?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's a culture thing, like part of their a lot of, we're Hispanic, and so it's part of their culture, or if it's you know, a different aspect of it, or maybe they don't need things.
Right.
I can't figure it out. I mean, I've tried to call them in, I've tried to get, you know, but I can't force them because that puts a bad, I'm not gonna do that, that's not my role. I'm just gonna offer it to them, and that's up to them, so, you know, that's.
We just tell them if you need anything, it's
That's
here.
what I say, that's what
We
I
have
say.
closets full
That's
of
what
money
we
for the
say.
junior high. I have,
Right.
I go
We
through
do
mine
too.
quite often.
We had trouble with like homeowners, like, no, I don't need it, somebody else is worse. Or like,
Yeah.
no, I have a
Yeah.
car to sleep in, I don't need it, whatever. And then some of it is a
Yeah.
pride, like
Sure.
husbands didn't want
Well,
their wives
Hispanic
going
males
for
are
help.
Yeah.
That.
so proud.
They are.
They
They
aren't
are,
gonna
yeah.
take anything.
So
And
that was
yep.
some of like Colson,
Yep.
the kids around,
Mm-hmm.
the high school kids around, and people to high school kids they knew needed stuff because the husband wasn't letting the mom come, and the high school kids could like sneak it to the mom
Right.
or what. I mean, it's very complicated.
I send a letter home. This
Yeah.
was donated and your child was just chosen.
Yeah.
They got chosen out of
Did we have
kindergarten.
did we have problems with the school supplies though? People going like, we don't need them?
No, it's usually
No,
their
we
jacket.
made 'em
They
take
took
it.
those, yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have.
We
But
just said
it's
everybody
usually
gets
the
one.
hoodies and the shoes. They'll come down and. I mean, we do it really discreetly. It's not like they don't get called overhead. Hey,
No.
go the nurse, you know.
No.
It's,
No, I know it's real quiet, but I'm like, I want, and there's no way to put that in the budget. Like
and we usually
every
tell them
kid receives a coat. Like
no.
Yeah.
And
there's just no.
Yeah.
usually what
And they
she
would
does
still
is
decline it.
They'd still not
yeah,
wear it.
she puts it in an email and says on Thursday
Mhm.
during your class, if you could please let so and so know to come down. And sometimes one of the teachers will go around and just grab them out like they're going to test or something. I don't know who. Miss Garcia is the one that usually goes and gets them out because they're mostly Spanish speaking. So, but they still take it. And I'm like, I just see them. I stay out of on my side.
Well, the students that have parents who are clients at the crisis center, this is something that I can inform them of,
Yeah,
that this is
Yeah.
available.
Or
I
you
can't
can-
break
if-
confidentiality though.
Yeah, if
unless
nothing
they-
else, you could call
but-
me and say, hey, we need a jacket of this size. Let us know. We'll give it to you.
Okay,
Because we have
Perfect.
them, and if it's especially junior high, we got
okay.
stuff. Not that we don't have it.
Yeah.
And the bank actually said if you run out, call me and they'll bring more.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have extra.
They're buying it daily. People are bringing it in daily, and so
Okay, well, I'll put that down as a resource.
yeah,
that
call
we
us.
need
I
to
mean, you
be-
can call me over there at Kinder, and I can get it from you from any school or wherever.
Which bank is it?
Southwest.
Yeah, they were talking about it this morning, that they had a pile of them in the basement. Like, you need to go get them.
Yeah, because we did it early this year, so
Yeah.
around Christmas they get a big donation usually.
And they had to replace their shock because a lot of it got damaged
Mhm.
in the tornado.
Yeah.
So blanket drive, bad idea, good idea.
We definitely
can't
don't know
get
if they won't
people
take
I don't
to-
think it hurts. I mean, I think it's better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
Cause if we make it available and they don't take it, then at least we've done our part.
We tried.
Mhm.
I think
That's all.
a big
That's
part
how I
is
get
knowing
through
I
the
just
day.
also don't want to
Yeah.
leave
We
another
said
thing
that.
in y'all's closets for, I mean, the
Right.
little kids would take them,
Oh,
maybe.
I just put it in
Mhm.
my backpack.
We don't have that.
Send
Charlotte.
a note to their parents.
I can't sneak
Usually
stuff
I don't
to
have
them.
anybody call me and say, we did not want that. So,
Yeah.
but-
Yeah,
Sure.
this is definitely something that we could team up on and make it to where it's available.
They come to you, we
Yeah.
can get it to you. Yeah, just let me know. Like I said, we have plenty. And maybe they won't take it at school, but they would take it from you guys.
That's what
There you go.
I'm wondering, is if they won't take it from you,
They'll
Maybe
come get
they're-
them. That's fine. And we could just get you and drop it off or something.
alright?
Well, we can get together and kind of
Yeah.
plan dates and how we want to promote it and put it out, is that okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Sit down
If you guys
sometime.
need any help, just let me know, we can put our name on it too.
Okay.
Did you include me in
Yeah.
And the
Anyone
snack
else
pack bags
want
are
to
like
be?
snuck in the backpacks, right? The snack pack stuff's like snuck in the backpacks. Parents don't come like pick them up.
We were just talking, junior high is our biggest, one of the biggest snack pack distributors right this year.
And I don't know how many.
But
they
and
don't take,
where do
they
they
don't
pay
take
attention?
anything
They
else.
won't.
They go,
No, they take
go and
those.
pick them up.
Yeah, they take the snack.
Yeah.
Okay, but they, and if the coats were in the same place, they just walk by.
Well, those are in the nurse's office. I don't know.
Junior high
How
kids
do
don't
they
wear
go get
coats
them?
anyway.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah.
My seventh grader will not wear a coat, so
Yeah.
I think it's
Well,
just
that's
like
why we
a.
have
I was just gonna say, and
Yeah.
mine, you don't wanna have a
No.
coat on for school.
We
So
got
you need to
videos.
carry it all day, and you don't want to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
They
you
don't-
just put it in.
they
That's
won't
it.
take
Yeah.
the jackets, so we've got hoodies.
Yeah.
Grandma something that Dyron talked to us about this year, my Snack guys, was in junior high, give it to their favorite teacher. And the teacher can talk to them and try to build that bond, and then they feel comfortable
Yeah.
going to that teacher.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So maybe,
And that's what I was gonna say too, because we've talked to a lot of those kids, like I didn't know that those were available.
Talk to
yet, so-
Melissa and let her know. I mean, she's talked to some of them. I just, like I said, we're in the same office, so I hear what they're doing over there. Try not to look so they don't think I'm staring at them.
We talked to our teachers at the beginning of the year about how they're the first line of defense
Yeah.
for our students
Everything.
because they have a better relationship with them than I do. And if they hear something, we tell them, let them talk to you. Don't shut them down and say, oh, I need to go get the counselor.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be off-putting. So they always visit, they're very, can do that, and then they report to us, and then I'll call them in, and then that helps so that the student doesn't feel like, well, she doesn't wanna listen to me. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
we really have kind of advocated about that too, so.
Our teachers need to get paid more.
Whole state.
But maybe you get with Melissa and they can figure out a better situation over there junior high then.
So in the spring, it's a little ways away, but February-ish, maybe after we kind of do our teen dating month, just kind of have of how that went and what all was done. Would that be a good time for everyone, February, and then maybe get in April-ish?
sounds good.
5:15 is a good time, I'm assuming, for most people.
I'm gonna need dinner next time, so.
Dinner?
She can have lunch. They're hungry.
Well, guess there's a basket of chocolate right over there. Is that good enough?
It's sugar high a little bit.
I think they're usually cheese crackers. Yeah.
We should have some snacks in here.
I think we should.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, so
Potluck,
next
girl.
time.
That'll be my job.
Usually, I've got something in my
Me
purse.
too.
It's a payday.
Did you say home cooking? No.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you want me doing the cooking. That's for sure.
What does that look like for anyone? February 22nd?
I will have no help.
It's perfect. It's after Valentine's.
Where's everybody else?
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
It's not a good day.
if I have to bring them, I could. Like how we training.
Well, I mean, I just threw that out there, so we can,
That works.
Whatever works for me.
we can look at it the next week.
The 22nd's better.
22nd looks
Yeah, the
good.
22nd's better than the 29th.
Okay.
Alright, February
Way too far
22nd.
ahead for me.
Anything in particular you would like
Yeah,
on
what are
the
you gonna be
agenda?
doing the 29th and 22nd of
We could
February,
jump all over
Randy?
how the blanket drive went, the, dating violence, anything else in particular y'all would like to, information on cafeterias or anything y'all feel we need to present, or PE?
I learned a lot last year. The rules have to follow, the snacks, and you can't say things between midnight and whatever AM, and
You can't have competition or anything.
Will we get an email telling, like if I want to buy some blankets, will I take them?
Yes, I think that's probably something we will maybe have, and just throwing things out here of drop-off locations that they
Okay.
could be taken out.
And we
Okay.
have had people in the past donate to the people owing money.
the lunch fund.
Yes.
Oh, that's because
Especially right
even
before
if
Christmas.
you
and
get
everything.
them on, just like you say, you even have to beg parents. And then it gets to this humongous amount and they have 3 kids and they're going, then finally they come. But that still has to be taken care of. And then also there's some that just struggle along and we call them, I mean, continually call them and we can't get them.
Can those that struggle, do they qualify for free introduced lunch or no?
The struggle is,
They won't fill it
some
out.
of them they don't, but some of them won't
Okay.
fill them out. And when we call, we say, please,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
we beg them,
Yeah.
pretty much. and everything, but that is,
And some that don't qualify, they're just for you.
Well, the app was down.
I get
but
it.
I
that-
mean, it's,
It really worked.
Mine's automatically crossed.
Yeah, I know.
Mine alerts me when it's
Said
slow.
that.
This is my first year, and I'm like, ooh, whoops.
Oh,
I
when
don't
I
have email.
switched
I get
jobs
an
in
email.
February, the email goes to the wrong email.
I don't know what happens.
I don't know. We talked about that at the board meeting, like waiting and doing it closer to Christmas, November deal, because we were like, I think that's where it kind of started last year, doing like quietly advertising that and doing Facebook posts about like, hey, stop paying it forward at the coffee house, buy kids lunch. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
like,
That's really good.
yeah, like, don't buy the order behind you, go buy some kids lunch.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we had a fund at First Bank Southwest at the time.
we had a church group that had some grant. Now, I don't know where they saw this grant or what they did, but, whatever they matched to it, the grant matched to it. And so that helped tremendous amount of kids.
Last year.
Yeah, before, I mean, yeah, before.
Oh, I'm not gonna be at the meeting. I'll make Bryce do it. Bryce can talk.
Cause it seems like it gets pretty bad around this time to Christmas, and then it comes around, it gets pretty bad around April to the end of school.
Yeah.
They just tend to have harder times, I guess, during that time. Of course, I know a lot is if weather slows down or if they have bad and can't work and I might come in because you can constantly, if your income drops, you can fill out that application at that time. And then you'll be free or whatever the whole rest of the year. It's not that you just have to do it at the beginning, and we try to get that across, but, you know, that's a lot of kids to try to get it out to.
Yeah, we can do, yeah.
Pick up their sick kids, so I can only imagine.
Yeah, cause their
Pick up what? Their
phone
sick
numbers
kids.
do not work a lot.
I'm like, I guess they're hanging out with me today.
As our foreign parents and stuff, yeah. I don't know how to get that information. I'll think about that.
And then they know our number. And they're like,
Oh.
nah, I'm not gonna answer that
Y'all need
one.
like the block, can't you dial something to be a block call, like old school, if you thought you could on a phone?
I have
or
called on
prank-
myself
Prank dialing.
at the end of the school year. I have called on my cell phone before, and we've gotten
They signed
several.
a thing saying they could be texted.
But, you know, I don't know that I want everybody to have my cell phone either.
Well, it's not fun.
Does anyone want to adjourn the meeting if there's no more discussion?
Meeting adjourned.
There we go.
Thank you. I think Sarah did
That's my only job.
Thank y'all. Have a good evening. Stay warm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody sign this here.
It
I
is.
think,
Makes it a little
did you get
faster
signed
to
in?
get.
I think they did. I think everybody did.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, we got it.
Alright,
Thank y'all.
Nobody has been out.
Is there anything you guys need?
Except for I got like 5
Sure.
of them, I should bring it back. So
Okay.
now I have one for all the other things.
Thank you, Randy.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, Julie.
Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you, Meta. You too.
Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Did you get my email? I mean, you've got a million of them. Well, that we're getting audited.
When
I
did
know
you?
we're in a state
Oh, I
audit
did
at the
get that one.
moment. Yeah.
Yes.
That
You sent that to me this morning, didn't you? Or was that
No, it
yesterday?
doesn't come from I sent it to you.
And
yesterday.
it's
Did we get
Kinder.
cold or something happened?
No, it's just a
All
random pick.
of our Kinders. How do we look?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
I
you.
don't know, I'm so glad it was Kinder.
Yeah, okay.
It's just having the time to do the work.
Oh.
Because I'm a winner.
Didn't have
But
my
they're on
phone.
there, yeah.
That one ran out of batteries.